Hello everyone and welcome back. This is part 2 of the p.o.v or point of view owl carving video series. I'm taking my time with this series. I'm not doing a whole lot of editing or sped up film for the actual instructional parts. Only here in the beginning you see a quick time lapse of what we covered in the last video, and things that we will be discussing ahead will be the feather details more into the feet, and we'll be getting into the eyes soon. So thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy the video. In our last video we left off at the feet, shaping the feet and setting up for feather and face details like the eyes and the claws of the feet, and shaping the base of the carving. I want this base to be nice and like round and natural looking, so even if I have to sacrifice the toes a little bit, I have them marked out where they're going to be, and I'll just cut deeper as I go. And the top of the toe, that could be the last thing that you shape. Or it could be the first, and now you can work off of that height, because you have to get rid of all this. Now his chest, his leg and chest. Bring that in a little bit, just a little bit. And you wanna always think round. There's no square, there's no sharp edges at the edge here. You're tucking that back in under the wings. It gives it a little bit more character and lifelike. I'm smoothing in the transitions. I do that in a lot of my carvings, show it in a lot of my videos. If you have any questions about that, go check those videos out. The welcome sign octopus leg was Now this toe definitely wants the base to be pushed back in further, so we're going to start that. And here we use the sideways cut, right up in there. And now as I'm pulling back, going sideways, I'm trying to make the shape of this round, like the top of it. I'm trying to make it nice and curved. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but you see it's starting to get more curve to it. So now we're going to define the toes a little bit more. What we're doing is as we're coming down and shaving back and forth, we're trying to meet this so that as we meet that, it's a nice round transition all the way down. So it does take time.
in here in the legs, you don't even need to define the legs. You can just keep tucking that belly under. Seen a lot of owls where they tuck the belly right under to the feet. You can tuck the belly under. You can knuckle up the toes a little bit and keep tucking that belly under. It's not real specific. There's like I say, there's really no rules to a nicely carved owl. It's what you prefer. Now we're here with the middle toes. We're going to curve the toes in and range the toes back. Without cutting too much into our base. See, I'm just really gentle about it. When I carve, I like quiet. I like quiet movement. If that makes any sense. The more quiet you are, I think the better your carving's going to look as you progress. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but I can adjust as I go, or I can leave it and it'll still be good. So now I'm going to cut under the wing. And again, that's just one of those definition things. The wing's a lot more defined now. Just with that little bit of cut under there and a little cleaning here. I like my things to be clean. I like that full form. You can see it all happening and coming together now. Actual owl in the base. Turn around the tail. Walk it in. Just walk it in very slowly. Very slowly. Make yourself comfortable with what you're doing. You see now it's starting to really pop. Those little things. There's rough out. You do your rough out, and then what we're doing now is called boosting. We're boosting the shape. General shape. The eyes, you see I left a little bit of an impression in the middle. And that impression is so I'm experimenting with owl eyes right now. I'm doing different things. I really like these eyes, this type of eye. It's an ovoid, pointed ovoid shape, and then I take my little eye bit here. You guys have seen this. I take that and I hold it down and I kind of walk it in and let that bit cut the shape of the eye, but make it so it looks like he has an eyelid. I like owls with eyelids. Even my beaks, I'm shaping my beaks a lot more than I used to. That's the stuff that we're going to get into next. Now we're going to get into, because we have all the basic shape, all that stuff, we're going to get into working on the eyes, shaping the beak. Let's get into just shaping the beak for now. When I shape my beak, you see even this one is still kind of flat off the nose. I haven't gone in and rounded it yet, but the idea is to give it kind of a nice round hook shape, and I like my beaks to stick out like sideways. I like to actually define the mouth. You can bury your beaks in there. You could do a beak just like this and just clean it up and be done with it. A lot of owl carvers do that, and that's fine. It's a good look. I think for all intents and purposes, we're going to do that. We're just going to do the little wedgie shaped beak and leave it at that. You guys can vote. I don't have a voting system, but you can either sand it. Now here I'm getting crooked, so I want to straighten that right out. So I work the one side more than the other, and then I go back to the top. You saw I did this line only about here, and then just touch that top. Kind of straighten it out with the line of the head. Pretty simple. Now, you can vote in the comments. You can say you like that beak or this beak more when we're done. It's up to you. It's not really up to me. You can do it either way. A little bit more forehead, and we're going to keep rounding this off too. Rounded. You want your owls to have a round head because they fly. They're smooth. Actually, if you look at most animals in the wild or whatever, there's no flat, square head. But now there too, like I said, this is artwork and it's yours. So if you want to have a flat square head with a little couple knocks on the side like I just had, go ahead. I like to have them rounded. I like the rounded look better. Now we're going to scale the front of the eyebrows. Just a little trim and pop. Now you can do two things. You can draw that line in, or you can carve it in. That's up to you. Try working on the eyes now. And it's just a simple thing to start. Again, we're doing the same cool eyes that we had here. Same type of deal. Even that right there, you could stop right there. You could call that good for the eyes and just kind of darken it, burn it, whatever. Owl eyes, when I look at owl eyes, I think cat. Owls and cats, to me, they have the same eyes. That's what's cool about owls. I think of an owl kind of as a flying cat because they both have very good night vision. So the fact that they have good night vision, they're going to have relatively the same eyes, same looking eyes, or same type of eyes. I mean, owl eyes are totally different, but just for reference. And now here too, another good pointer is your eyes, the slope, the pitch of your eyes. If you pitch them in, they're gonna look, it's a different look. Like, I kind of like the relaxed, like inquisitive, kind of, yeah, he's a hunter, he's a badass thing, but he's also really chill. He's really, you know, more on the kind of, you know, he's friendly, he's a guardian. You see, I kind of go flat across for my eyes. You can tip the insides of those eyes in to give it more of a vicious, like, it can be more cartoony, more funny looking. You can actually tip them back this way too to give them more of a, like a sleepy, wise old owl look. But there too, I mean, play around with it. Get a test piece and play with the eyes and figure out what eyes you like the best as far as your angle. And it's going to take you time. And too, I do it differently on different pieces. It's usually, I usually just look at the character and come up with my eyes that way. Now, two things we're going to use. I have this little guy with the burr bit, and then I have this guy with the dome bit. I like to use those with these type of eyes. It just makes it a lot easier to make eyes that way. In here, kind of the eyelids. so it's getting kind of funky now and maybe hard to follow. I'm going to clean this out later. I want to get the eyes defined right now. This is the eyelids, and I'm just trying to get them centered in good. Alright, so that looks pretty good to me. Now I can clean that out. I don't know if you guys have seen my other owl videos. There's owl videos where I carve the eyes round. I just make like a round and then I carve inside of that. These are much more detail intensive, and these have eyelids. I used to, and sometimes I still do, I'll use 2 different size bits, right? And I'll plug this one in first, and then I'll go in with the smaller bit right inside of it, and then I'll use this guy to make a dot in the middle like that is there. So imagine if I had the bigger bit cut just outside, no eyelid, like big bulgy eyes. It's really up to you what you want to do. Some people will just do a round eye and make it black. Owls have all different kinds of looks for their eyes. That's what's cool about them. You can do many different things, and 90% of the time it looks right. If it doesn't look right, it usually only doesn't look right to you, and it's probably because you're not doing an eye that you're good at. You're just trying to get something done. And you'll find the eyes that you like to do. And this is years and years for me, and I started doing eyelids just this year, and I really like them. So this here, you want to go up and under, and stay far away, and push it in. Push it in. See how that works? This tool does remove sideways. I push it in a little bit more. Do the same thing over here. Now the trick is centering them up. That's going to look good. Just going real slow. This thing cuts super fast, so I don't have to go this slow. I'm trying to keep them centered though. Alright, well, what I was saying there, I don't know if you heard me, but real quick, I was going in real slow. The tool cuts super fast, but I was going in real slow because I'm coming in from really far away and I'm meeting up with the lid, and I'm working my way to that from a non-specific point. I'm just kind of guessing. So that's why I went in real slow, because I wanted it to line up pretty good. It's all right. It looks good. It'll look better as I take more away.
All right, well, if you've stuck with me to this point, you're going to make it through the whole series, and you're going to really learn a lot. I give probably the most complete breakdown that I could ever think of to give in this entire video series. Thank you for being patient. We didn't get to the feathers. We didn't get to a whole lot, actually, in this series, because we were focused on doing things the right way, and I showed you the actual timely manner in which things take to do properly. The time to do things for you to be comfortable. You don't have to hurry. Most of these videos out there that you see are hurried and rushed, and they don't show you the actual process. I show the process. I thank you guys for hanging out if you hung in this far and enjoyed this video, and we will continue from this point on in the next video, and I promise you, you will see feathers. You will see things that you couldn't imagine that you would see. LOL, speaking loudly. I've enjoyed doing this series with you guys, and there's no real camera tricks. I have all kinds of ideas in my head for stuff, but actually executing it takes a lot of learning, a lot of practice, a lot of time to edit. A 3-second clip could take me 4 hours to get right. And for me, I just don't have that kind of time in life. So I enjoy bringing to you in real time what I have available. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. If you've gotten to this point without skipping through too much, you're going to be in for a treat, and the next video is going to be great. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.